at the beginning of your project, when it's just an idea you're kicking around and you're thinking maybe of turning it into a radio piece or a documentary film, it's important to think about choice of platform. So you start out, there's something you want to get out there. Is it best suited to radio? If, for example, you've got some incredible scoop or some interesting piece of information and there's an anonymous source who doesn't want to go public talking about it, that might make a really great radio piece, and that's something to consider even if you're working in film. Or is it a timely project that draws upon existing electronic information and it's extremely fact-heavy and action-based? There's an action that you can take kind of immediately about it. That might be best suited to a multimedia web-based project, not a film, not a radio piece. So think about that too, like where your interests are. Then again, is your story incredibly visual and lends itself best to like a sync sound and image to make an emotional impact? An example of a documentary I saw that's really for film only is Kimberly Reed's Prodigal Son, that some of you may know. And that was a film that we featured at one of our Arts Engine Docu Club sessions, and I moderated afterwards. And it's a film about Kimberly Reed's personal transformation from being a man to being a woman, and she has footage from when she was a quarterback in her high school. And then, in addition, there's tons of footage in the film of her now as this blonde bombshell woman. And that just wouldn't play the same way on radio, and it wouldn't be the same on the web, and it wouldn't be the same in a book. Like that's for television, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have a sense of where your strengths are. And we take that to heart at Arts Engine as well. We ask ourselves before we make a film, is this a movie? And maybe it's a radio piece, or maybe it's a blog entry, or maybe really this material lends itself to an op-ed. Or maybe this story is none of those things. This would be for you. Maybe the story is just the story you're going to tell to explain why you started your advocacy organization. Stories can be used for all of these things.